All right, we got biggest one-year wonders in recent memories.
Continued success
Hit subscribe for like the video. I think they're talking about
came the
Bennett.
bitter taste of wasted
I think it's
potential.
Bennett that's on the
These are the
thumbnail.
10 recent NBA players who looked to become franchise players, but instead ended up as one-season wonders. After being named
Oh,
Big
10
12 Player of the
biggest.
Year and a consensus first-team
Oh yeah,
All-American as a senior at Kansas,
he did say
Devontae
wonders.
Graham had a harsh reality check.
Who?
23-year-old 6'1" point guard fell to the 34th spot in the 2018 NBA draft.
Devontae? Oh, and that the dude that did the buzzer beater against Shea with the Pelicans, I think. I think he
In
was
his
playing with the
rookie season for
Pelicans
the
at one
Hornets,
point.
he saw little meaningful action as the third-string point guard. Graham averaged just
That's probably
14
the
minutes
biggest
in
highlight of
36
his
games,
life
playing
in
behind
the
Kemba
NBA. Yeah,
Walker
that's
and
him. It
Parker.
gotta be him,
But
bro.
then Kemba got traded to Boston and Parker retired, which left plenty of opportunity for Graham, and he seized it to the fullest. Devontae averaged 18.2 points and 7.5
Nice.
assists per game, which tied James Harden for the 7th best mark in the NBA. Furthermore, with 218
What?
made threes, Graham was 5th in made three-pointers. And at times,
Sheesh.
he looked like the second coming of Steph Curry. The highlights of his coming out season included a 40-point, 7 threes
Yeah,
performance
but they did
in
say
a win over
biggest
the Nets,
one-year
and a
wonder.
huge game-winner
Bro, I need to see TJ Warren and this shit too, though.
against the Knicks in the Garden. The world expected
Bubble
Graham to
TJ
continue
Warren
to
was
improve and
going
become
crazy.
a perennial 20-point scorer, and maybe even surpass Kemba Walker, who made 3 All-Star teams as a Hornet. But it never happened. Graham's
Damn.
numbers decreased across the board in 2021, and when Charlotte traded him to New Orleans,
I
his
was
output
right.
vanished. Slowly but surely, Graham's efficiency, scoring,
Bro, I did
assists,
Big Shane, you ain't
rebounds
shit, bro.
dropped
Come on,
year
bro.
after year. And he's currently not even
You'll
on
never
an
see me with
NBA
Big Shane in the
roster, which is
NBA.
astonishing for a player who just 5 years ago was top 10 in assists and made threes.
All
But
this to
Devontae
average 2
Graham
points per
isn't the
game.
only
Come on,
point
bro.
guard who shined in 2020 and is now out of the NBA. After going undrafted in the 2018 NBA draft,
Oh,
Kendrick
Wiseman?
Nunn played 1 year in the G
Oh,
League,
Kendrick
where he
Nunn.
caught the eye of the Miami Heat, who
Never
signed him
mind.
for the 2019-2020 NBA season. Nunn was supposed to be a rotation filler, but then he dazzled in his preseason debut, putting up 40 points against the Rockets, the highest
What?
point total in a preseason game in the last 20
Bro, I didn't
years
know
by a
this.
Heat player. Out of the
40
blue,
points
Nunn
is
had
crazy.
burst onto the scene, starting every game for Miami in the
Bro, remember this dude, bro. And that, yeah.
regular season.
If you know, you know,
Averages of
bro.
15.3
With the
points
LeBron
and
thing.
3.3 assists per game. Nunn finished second in Rookie of the Year voting behind John
Oh,
Morant.
shit.
He
I
played
didn't know
big
that.
minutes on a team that made the NBA Finals. And his 18 points in Game 1 of the 2020 Finals was the most points scored by a rookie off the bench in a Finals game since Eldon Campbell's 21 points in 91. It
Damn.
seemed like the Heat had found another uncut gem.
What
Turned
happened,
him
bro?
into a diamond. But then Nunn dropped off. Even though his efficiency improved,
The fuck happened to
Nunn's
the
numbers
beard?
decreased, and Miami didn't extend his contract. Still, everyone else
I mean,
saw
to
a
the
ton of
goatee.
potential, and the Lakers signed Nunn to a 2-year, $10
Oh, yeah, he didn't
million
do shit
contract,
there.
only to see their investment fizzle out. Kendrick
Yeah,
missed the
he
entire
didn't do
2022 season due to a knee injury. It was clear that he wasn't the same player. So
Damn.
the Lakers quickly shipped him to Washington, where he mostly played in garbage time. And just 4 years after a remarkable rookie season and playing in the finals, Nunn was out of the NBA, signing a deal.
Hey, man, at least you got 10 million contract. You feel me? You got yourself some money. So hopefully you invest your money and you're gonna be able to live the rest of your life. Okay? You can always play in the G League, go overseas. Maybe have a chance to come back to the NBA, you know. But at least he got his money though.
Deal with the Greek team Panathinaikos.
See?
There, he won the EuroLeague and was named the MVP of the Greek.
See, I'm saying, bro, it's never over, bro. Like as a basketball player, you didn't go to the NBA. I understand he hurt. You didn't. You were not able to, keep playing there. But there's always, 2025, bro. There's a lot of way to become to do something else with basketball, you know.
Signing a deal with the Greek team Panathinaikos. There, he won the EuroLeague and was named the
That's
MVP of the
tough.
Greek Championship. So it's safe to say he's doing well.
Yeah,
And maybe we'll even see him on an NBA roster again.
that's
While being
fire.
out of the league certainly isn't a nice feeling, it's much easier if you're
Oh,
still
I remember
receiving
this
an
dude.
NBA paycheck. Like
I've seen him
Davis
a couple of
Bertans.
times.
Bertans, aka the Latvian Laser, came to the NBA in 2016, and for 3 years he was a solid bench player for the Spurs, justifying his nickname by hitting over 40% of his threes.
Damn.
However, the best he ever averaged in San Antonio was 8 points per game.
What?
After he got traded to Washington and got more shooting opportunities, Bertans exploded. At times, the 6'10" power forward looked like the second coming of Dirk Nowitzki, making 42% of his threes, which ranked 6th in the NBA.
Sheesh.
200 threes in a season, the
But
eighth
like,
best result.
I don't know about
in the
Nowitzki, bro. You remind me more of Porzingis.
league. The Latvian Laser
Play
averaged
more like
15.4
Porzingis.
points per game on
Yeah, that's
insanely good
Porzingis
efficiency,
play style.
which landed him a $64 million extension.
Woo!
In the following season, his shooting plummeted. His scoring average dipped to 11.5 points per game, and due to his defensive deficiencies, it soon became obvious that Bertans had one of the worst contracts in the NBA.
Damn.
The Latvian sharpshooter never shot that sharp after signing his deal.
You got the bag though.
And after the 2024 season, he got waived by the Hornets. But on the bright side, Bertans is still getting money from Charlotte, who will pay him $5.25 million for the 2025 season. And
Damn,
Bertans
well,
is not the only player to put up big numbers in a contract.
just like John
It's
Wall,
actually
bro.
an extremely common thing. But what about those players who were only good for a couple of playoff series and still landed a monster contract? Well, the poster boy for that scenario is Bismack Biyombo, who had the luck of becoming a free agent in 2016.
I remember there was
when
a
the
song
NBA
about this
ended
dude.
The first season of their 9-year,
You would think it was
$24 billion deal with ESPN and
Hall of
TNT.
Famer or
As a result
something.
of that
My
TV
boy was
money,
just a role
the salary
player.
cap spiked from $70 million to $94.1 million.
I'm gonna
a
finesse them
32%
so bad,
the
bro.
largest in NBA history. This rise in salary cap allowed the Warriors to sign Kevin Durant, but other players like Timofey Mozgov, Luol Deng, and Biyombo also benefited, earning an amount of money that would have been baffling just one season earlier.
Damn.
Biyombo spent the first 4 years of his career in Charlotte, where he averaged just 4.4 points and 6 boards per game. And in the 2016 regular season with the Raptors, he only slightly improved to 5.5 points and 8 rebounds per game. But then, in the 2016 playoffs, Biyombo helped the Raptors reach the conference finals against LeBron's Cavaliers, where Toronto was just 2 wins away from getting to the finals. Biyombo excelled on the defensive end
Woo!
and cleaned the glass better
God
than ever
damn.
before, averaging 9.4 rebounds in just 25 minutes across 20 playoff games. The
Yeah, he's one of them the lucky games, bro. Come on,
central
bro.
to a lot of
Turner did the
attention
same
during
thing,
the
but he
2-month
disappeared
playoff run.
again.
And when the floodgates opened in the 2016 offseason and every team had salary cap space, the Orlando Magic decided to use theirs on Biyombo. Biz got a 4-year, $72 million contract, which is insane for somebody who averaged just 5 points per game. Since he signed, Biyombo never reached the same heights as he did
Niggas
during
stole
the
them the
2016
money, bro.
playoffs, averaging just 5.4 points and
That's
5.4
crazy.
rebounds for the rest of his career.
A lot of waste
But
of
unlike
money, bro.
Biyombo,
They could have hired me at
just
that
a
point.
high-energy guy and never
I
developed
would have done a
much
better
skill.
job than
This
that.
next player was supposed to be a generational
I don't know
player
this one.
and the next great NBA superstar. Jabari Parker was the second
Who?
overall pick in the 2014 NBA draft.
I never heard of
He
this
was the
dude.
complete package, standing at 6'8", 250 pounds, with a solid jumper and great handles for his size. Parker could seemingly
Play on
do
Milwaukee?
everything on the court.
Giannis
In
was not here yet.
2017, his third year in the league, Parker averaged 20.1 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 2.8 assists.
Damn.
49% from the
Okay.
field and 37% for three. With Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Parker,
Oh,
the
he
Rockets
did
were
play with
flying,
them.
and it seemed like they had their big three for the next decade. But then Parker's knee crumbled. Parker first tore his ACL in 2014 during his rookie year, and
No.
just 2 years later, the same ACL gave out again. And
That's nice
Jabari was
fault,
never
though.
the same player after that. The size
Man,
and
that's
skill were there,
unfortunate,
but
bro.
his agility and explosiveness were gone. And over the next 5 years, Parker appeared in just 158 games, averaging 12.5 points.
That's nice
Not
fault, though.
terrible by any means, but far below his previous success. Jabari was eventually forced to continue his career overseas, where he signed a contract with Barcelona. A similar fate struck this next player, who
Oh,
got
yeah, man.
drafted by the best team in the NBA, or at least so he thought. In 2020, after 5 years of making the NBA Finals and winning 3 championships, the Golden State Warriors became the worst team in the NBA. KD was gone, Klay was out for the season due to injury, and so was Steph, who broke his
Damn.
hand in the 4th game of the season. All the Warriors had left was an uninspired Draymond Green and a bunch of young guys, with 7 rookies, including Jordan Poole. But from all those young guns, there was one guy who showed more promise than anybody, and he looked like a future cornerstone of the Warriors franchise. It was Eric Paschall, a 6'6" physical power forward.
I remember him a little
2018
bit.
NCAA champion with Villanova, selected 41st overall in the 2019 draft.
But this, I feel like this guy had the most chance of all of those guys, though. If you play with an injured team, that was the best way for you to stand out. You feel me?
Paschall's
But they did say 1 year wonder, so he probably played good this year, and the next year after, when the other guys came back, he was
settled into the
awfully
NBA
quiet. You
better
feel
than
me?
anyone expected, averaging
We'll
14
see
points,
that. We'll see what he's
4.6
gonna say.
rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game, while shooting
Okay.
50% from the field. Pascal finished 6th in the Rookie of the Year voting and made the All-Rookie first team. So everyone expected him to only improve in the following season. But with the return of Curry, Pascal regressed, averaging
knew
9
it.
points per game in 2021, after which he got traded to Utah. With the Jazz, the young power forward never found his footing, and after just one season, he was out of the NBA and is now playing in Europe. But while there are many players who made their name over one season and then faded away, nobody did it more
I feel
spectacularly.
I feel like any NBA player that, after years they can't play in the NBA anymore, they get waived or whatever the reason is, they can always go play overseas, bro. That's fire to me. There's always a second chance.
Than Jeremy
That's,
Lin.
I like that.
Despite dominating at Harvard, where he averaged 17 points and 5 assists with excellent shooting splits, Lin was stereotyped, and nobody wanted to take a chance on a skinny Asian point guard. Lin eventually signed with the Warriors as an undrafted player, but still, he got barely any playing time and was soon cut. And the same story repeated with the Houston Rockets. His NBA dream was on shaky legs, and Lin was sleeping on his friend's couch in New York while playing on a minimum contract for the Knicks. But then it happened. In 2012, the Knicks were plagued by injuries and were especially thin at the point guard spot. Out of desperation, coach Mike D'Antoni gave Lin a chance.
Yeah, I remember. I watched the
February 4th
story.
against the Nets. It was the first time in his career that Lin had played over 30 minutes in a game.
Then go for
and it was
30
the
points,
fourth
20
time he
points,
played
20
over
points, 30, 30.
Lin seized the opportunity to the fullest, erupting for 25 points and 7 assists. In the next game, he had 28 and 8, and the game after that, 23 and 10. Then came a game against Kobe and the Lakers, where Lin scored 38 points, after which he became the biggest sports story
Insanity.
in America. On February 14th, with less than a second remaining in the game, Lin made a game-winning three-pointer in the Knicks' 90-87 win over Toronto.
5, 4, Lin for the win! Got it!
And Linsanity was born. Just 2 weeks after he was sleeping on a friend's couch and feared getting cut from the NBA, Jeremy became one of the most popular athletes on the planet. For the season, Lin averaged 14.6 points per game, 6.2 assists, and 1.6 steals, which unfortunately would remain his career highs in all three categories. Even though Lin had a solid career,
He had the
averaging
best, bro.
11.6
Bro, Lin literally had the best season in career of all the guys he named so far, bro.
points and 4
He even won the ring with
assists across
Kawhi,
9
bro.
seasons, he never recaptured the magic from the Linsanity era in what was arguably the biggest one-season wonder of all time. And for this next player, the biggest reason why he was only a one-season wonder was his age. If Jahlil Okafor had been born 10 years earlier, he could have been one of the best players in the NBA.
Yeah,
If he had
I
been
remember.
born 20 years earlier, he could have been a Hall of Famer. See, Okafor was an old-school center with phenomenal footwork, huge hands,
Couldn't
and a
shoot
soft touch around the basket.
like Ben
Jahlil
Simmons.
was a master of scoring.
Bro, 76ers, I would think, for getting players that are really good but can't shoot, bro, for some reason.
Back to the basket, which made him the third pick in the 2015 NBA draft. In 2016, his rookie season, Okafor averaged 17.5 points and 7 rebounds per game. But unfortunately for him, the revolution of the three-pointer had already started, and he couldn't keep up. Pace and space wasn't Okafor's game, and even though he could make quick moves in tight spaces, he couldn't guard anybody, especially when he played against bigs that could shoot and drug him out of the paint. Based
Damn.
on his polished post moves and the lack of a defensive 3-second rule, Okafor would have been a great player in the 90s and early 2000s, when teams used to dump the ball in the post on every possession, and you didn't have to switch and run after Steph Curry's of the world on defense. But he was born too late, and after he averaged 11.5 points as a sophomore,
That's
Okafor
decent.
never reached double figures in scoring for the rest of his career.
Damn.
He bounced around the league, usually playing garbage time minutes, before he was forced to move from the NBA and continue his career in China. And almost 4 years since his last NBA game, completely out of the blue, Okafor returned to the NBA. He signed a 10-day contract with the Pacers, and it was great to see him on the court again, but also bittersweet, since Okafor really could have had a much better career. And an almost
Damn.
identical scenario happened to another former Sixer, who had a phenomenal rookie season and then completely
Oh, I remember this
Michael
dude.
Carter Williams was the 11th pick of the 2013
Another
NBA
76ers
draft,
player,
and he
bro.
had one of the best
Every 76ers player that was supposed to be good, bust.
debuts in NBA
Straight
history
trash.
against the defending champion Miami.
Even Embiid, bro. Even though he won the MVP, bro.
7 rebounds,
I'm waiting for
12
Embiid
assists,
this season. I'm not gonna
9
say too
steals,
much.
which even got Magic Johnson excited.
If Embiid doesn't play good this season, bro, I'm gonna I gotta be honest, bro. He's a buzz, bro. I mean, he's not even a buzz because he was undrafted or something like that. But he's still one of the biggest disappointment of an MVP for sure of all time.
It was the most steals ever in an NBA debut, and the most ever by a rookie. And because he was also close to a quadruple double with only one turnover, Carter Williams quickly put his name on the NBA map. Despite not being very efficient, MCW finished his rookie campaign strongly, averaging 16.7 points, 6.2 rebounds, 6.3 assists, and 1.9 steals, dominantly winning Rookie of the Year. But just like Okafor, Carter Williams peaked too soon and never replicated the success he had as a rookie. He just
Way
couldn't
off.
shoot to save his life, and the Sixers got rid of him less than 6 months after he won Rookie of the Year. Michael was decent enough to stay in the NBA for
He's not in the league anymore.
He never reached the level everyone expected from him after his 2014 season. And 2014 was also the career year of a player most famous for blowing into LeBron James's ear. Of course, it's Lance Stevenson, aka Born Ready. who
Dude is
at
a
one point
clown,
looked
bro.
like one of the most versatile guards in the NBA. In 2014, Stevenson played a big role on a Pacers team that went to the conference finals, averaging 13.8 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 4.6 assists, with a 54% effective field goal percentage. Those were career highs in all categories, as Lance never again came even close to averaging those kind of numbers, never reaching double digits in scoring again. Instead, he became an ongoing meme in the NBA and will always be remembered as one of the biggest goofballs in league history.
Yeah,
Thanks
that's
for
what I
watching. And
said,
if you
bro.
liked this video,
This
we
is
have another
funny
one
though.
for you right here.